Hello! Another vlog, and my last vlog here from DAC 2017. Grand finals are on the way. We're in between game 1 and game 2 right now, so I just saw OG losing to IG. We'll see how that continues, because that was a heck of a game. Super exciting. But I will get back to that in a minute. I just wanted to catch up on what's been happening over the last couple of days. Last vlog was right before the main event. It was a very out of breath vlog because I was just in the adventure zone and I had a drink at the dinner that evening. It was a kind of a hectic vlog. I hope that I can make it more polished this time. I look more polished, that's for sure. This is my head being done and all that. I actually have, let's talk about that first. I have 2 false eyelashes on per eye. Yes, I'm not kidding. It is actually per eye, which is insane because, well, first of all, I think it does look good. Completely unbiased, of course. Second, using 2 eyelashes per eye makes you use more glue, and that hurts taking off in the evening. So, or in the afternoon, which is because I am gonna take them off right after I do this vlog. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, the makeup artists and the hair, they're fantastic. They're really great. I do tend to, after they do my makeup, to help sculpt my face a little bit, because they don't really do that, and otherwise you just, if I look to the side, you just get a white blob, but I make a little extra shadow there and there. Anyway, makeup things I touch up a little bit after they do it, but they're really good. I really love my hair right now. It's super fancy and posh, and I feel posh, so very happy with that. And yeah, they're good, and they care. They care about how I look, which is important. It's not just their job, because they I think they like doing my hair and makeup, because normally I tend to, after a couple of days, you go back to the same girl, because you know that girl does it, right? But then while she's busy, other people will come over and, will look at me and take pictures of my face, and it's funny. But yeah, it's not. That's always a really good part normally about makeup artists in China. So the event itself, the main event, you never really know what you're gonna get, because who knows how the production is gonna be. And I really enjoyed the production, as in the setup on the stage and the effort put into having content pieces and all that. We had a player profile of Mind Control, player profile of SCCC, player profile of RTK, I believe, as well, and there's been other content pieces as well. I do believe that the Chinese stream has a couple more content pieces than the English stream, but that's fine. It's their event, that is okay. Maybe something, gets lost in terms of translation. Some things just won't translate well to English, or maybe you don't have the people to put on the translation at all. But I think it's really good, and I think that Perfect World definitely made a good case about having a major in Shanghai, or anywhere in China for that matter, run by Perfect World, because this was a top-notch event. And from a talent perspective, from my perspective, the hotel is great. The amount of people that we work with is good. You're not overworked. The panel always feels fresh. I think that the first day was fairly long, but overall the days have been really good in terms of pacing. The pauses are not too extreme. I think it's been really good. And not to mention the games, because I feel like we get really lucky in terms of games this tournament. We have had such amazing Dota 2 played, and I'm so happy that there are so many Chinese teams in this tournament, because a lot of these players we will see a lot more of, because they are so good. And I feel like, again, from a talent perspective, and from most of all a panel perspective, you normally try to introduce these players a little bit more to the community, so you know who's on which team and who you should look out for, who's fun to watch. And maybe in half a year you'll remember that that guy Baboka or Spirit, even if maybe they flop at Kiev, maybe they flop in the finals for the rest of the series, doesn't matter. But then at some point a name that you recognize will pop up, and you're thinking, oh, I know that guy. And I really think that this tournament has given a little bit more personality to all the Chinese teams and players out there. And I think that is super important to help Dota 2 grow, especially because a lot of these players are newer players. And we obviously have Annas and Miracles and Sumils coming up in the Western scene. But in terms of Chinese scene, other than maybe, which was last year, there weren't really that many upcoming stars. And I obviously have a lot more to look forward to. Anyway, success, definitely, in that regard. In terms of tournament here, like I said, I've really been enjoying it. The people that we have here are really fun to work with. And I definitely, like, after the group stages, I told you guys about this, I think, that in a 3-man panel is not really my forte. But then the 4-man panels came, and I do think that I did a good job there. I had I myself am my worst critic, and that will always be the case, which is a good thing, I think. But at the same time, I do feel like some points I could have improved on, but some panel segments I thought afterwards, yeah, we nailed that one. So I'm really happy with that. It's my job to continuously talk about things and emphasize. It's kind of like a semi-co-host role, and I talked about this with Paul Redeye as well. So you know, I don't want to step on anybody's toes or anything like that, but he knows that in terms of asking directed questions regarding draft, regarding Dota, I might be able to direct PPD, for example, or Fog de Melini better than he might be able to. So we have a good understanding there, and I think it's been working good. I think we've had a good understanding there, and I've been really enjoying it. I hope you guys have as well, or maybe are, because finals are still going on, but by the time you watch this, it's probably already over, so hope you guys enjoyed it as well. The setting, you might have noticed that we were sitting down. I knew this from the start. I knew this before I left. So I purposely packed dresses that were longer than some others I own. And I did purposely pack dresses and not just sit there in jeans, because you might have noticed, I'm really tall, so I don't have proper jeans. Or rather, I only have jeans that are long enough, because I don't have normal like normal other type of pants. I know for British people, pants is like underpants, but I mean like an alternative to jeans. I don't really have that because I'm too tall for those types, and they just don't have them unless I have them custom made, which don't really want to go into that, because how often am I going to need that? Maybe I should. After saying that, maybe I should, but I like wearing dresses on the panel. I feel like that's the equivalent to the guys going full out in a suit. Obviously, I can wear a suit, rather a suit jacket and thing as well, but it always will look a little bit more casual than if purchased it next to you in a 3-piece, fully decked out, or Charlie for that matter. I feel like dresses are my equivalent for that in terms of style. So I wanted to wear dresses, and I think it was fine. Where, you know, you see a little bit of my leg, but hey guys, I got legs just like every other person out there. So I think that was okay. I don't think it was too crazy or anything like that. Yeah. So the setting itself, I mean, I liked the setting, but I do think I prefer a panel. And I think the first day the camera angles were a little off, and then at some point they were too zoomed in, and they were all a little bit like, normally, you know, when you know the selfie pose, the camera in front of you and like slightly above you so you can tilt your head and have your, you know, no chin basically on the picture. That's an angle that is done because it favors the person, and an angle that comes from below is not that favorable because you basically have this here as your focus. And I think that the camera angle on the first day was off. I think towards the end they did change it after day 1. I could have maybe changed a little bit more. Anyway, it's difficult to get a setting like that right on camera, because you are sitting on couches, and I don't think that is an amazing thing to have. I do think that we can be more loose from the panel, as in we don't have to have a specific standing panel. There can be other scenarios and setups as well. It's just these couches were fairly small, and the table, I don't know, it was just not my ideal setting. Let's just leave it at that. But you know, overall, I'm quite happy with the overall picture. Anyway, so that's about it in terms of teams. I guess I'm not too surprised that OG made it to the finals. I'm so happy IG did make it to the finals. I must say I wasn't expecting them to after before, maybe after group stages I was, but if you would have asked me before the event even kicked off, I would have not put IG as high. I would have put Newbie higher, but they got destroyed by IG this morning, so that didn't happen. And I also would have put Liquid higher. It's a bit of a shame that they went out so early as they did, which is, I think, also obviously a big disappointment for them, but hopefully they learn a lot from that and move forward. So I'm looking very forward to seeing the teams play in Kiev, because that's obviously what all the teams have in mind here as well. It is a prestigious thing to win DAC 2017, but Kiev, TI, that's always going to have priority in a player's mind, I feel. So the real test starts then. And I'm really excited for that, so I'm looking forward to see the teams at teams play at Kiev. That's it for me, guys. I'm already at 11 minutes, and that's a very long time. I hope I have enough videos to cover this. I'm gonna go back down to watch the games together with the rest of the talent that is not working the finals. So I hope you guys are enjoying it as well, and otherwise, you hope you did something else fun while the finals were happening, or at least had a good excuse not to watch. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe and like and all that jazz. And oh yeah, honorable mention to everybody who follows me on Instagram and follows my Instagram story. I've been trying to be very active with my Instagram story this tournament, and I hope you enjoyed that. And if you didn't, you missed out. As in, if you didn't check it, because if you didn't enjoy it, then that's not good. But if you didn't see it, then you missed out, because unfortunately all those photos and moments will disappear after 24 hours. Anyway, thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.